So do you see why a part of me gave up in the beginning? There was no point for me to start talking at first. I didn't feel like there was a point. Because I already knew how some of that was gonna go. She's lying. She's crazy. No, I love them. There's no way. Do you know how much it means to someone when you can just say, I see you, I believe you, and that's unconditionally true?
Y'all, let me tell you something that's breaking my heart right now. It's just devastating how these poor victims get shut down and dismissed no matter how much pain they show. But here's the thing that's got everyone shook. Remember Allyson Carter, the same woman who's been crying out since 2021 about Diddy's horrific off parties? She was telling us about being tied up naked on tables and desks with celebrities actually bidding on them. Can you believe that for years, nobody would listen? But honey, times have changed. Now that thousands of lawsuits have dropped and they found all those bottles of baby oil, suddenly everyone's ears are wide open. It's like watching a switch flip. Now her voice is everywhere, echoing across social media, and people are finally taking her seriously. And you know why? Because everything she's been saying matches up perfectly with what other victims are saying. Plus, there's this massive federal investigation going on. The evidence is piling up so high, there's no way to brush off Allyson's story anymore. And child, let me tell you, she is not holding back anymore. With this newfound confidence, she's dropping celebrity names left and right, spilling all the tea about who was at these disgusting off parties. The names she's mentioning? Chile. They've got people's jaws on the floor, everyone's scrambling for answers, but hold on to your seats because that's not even the half of it. Allyson's got more tea to spill, and it's so shocking you might need to sit down for this one. But first, you've got to hear these names she's calling out, the ones she says are running scared.
We're not talking about the victims that are still going through the right now with other people who are running to cover and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey. Why you running?
Lord have mercy. Did y'all just hear what I heard? This woman is dropping bombs left and right, saying there are more victims suffering right now. Can you even process this? Even with Diddy behind bars, she's saying these horrible things are still happening. I can't even wrap my head around this mess. Let me spill some more tea about this whole situation. You know how we always thought Hollywood had a dark side? Well, baby, Allyson's revelations are showing us it's darker than we ever imagined. And these people she's calling out, Chile, these were folks we used to look up to, people we put on pedestals. Now everyone's looking at their faves sideways, wondering what else they don't know. Speaking of which, let's talk about Miss Tyra Banks. The connections between her and Diddy go way back to the early 90s, honey. We're talking friendship, business deals, red carpets, the whole 9 yards. Remember that time Diddy showed up to the Tyra Banks show in a whole helicopter? They rolled out the red carpet, had butlers standing around like it was Buckingham Palace, and crowds of screaming fans. And Miss Tyra wasn't playing either. She gave Diddy this fancy double stroller for his twin girls, complete with speakers and phone hookups. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with living that luxury life, but with everything coming out about Diddy's spending habits, especially when it comes to his alleged victims. Chile, it's making people look at everything differently, and hold on to your wigs, because they started digging into Tyra's past behavior. And honey, the similarities are raising all kinds of red flags.
Diddy's been a menace since making the band when he made them people leave. In
Hey,
the
Chappelle told
like,
us.
He's been a menace. Tyra's a menace. Like
Tyra?
Tyra Banks.
Child, let me tell you what happened in April 2022. It's wild. Former contestants from America's Next Top Model came forward with some seriously disturbing stories about their time on the show. The Insider dropped this bombshell report about how Tyra would dig up these poor contestants' past traumas just to get emotional reactions out of them. And honey, they said she made that workplace so dangerous just to make better TV. The backlash was so fierce, Miss Tyra had to delete her whole Twitter account. Now, about Megan Fox, when Allyson mentioned her running, it got people thinking about what happened right after Diddy's indictment. Miss Megan went and wiped her social media clean. We're talking everything from 2013 until now, gone from Instagram and X. That's when people started digging and talking about her 3 allegedly transgender sons. And Chile, it opened up a whole can of worms. Remember that politician, Robbie Starbucks? He used to live right next to Megan, and what he said will make your hair stand on end. He posted a picture of her 3 boys and claimed he saw 2 of them having complete breakdowns at the park, crying because their mama allegedly made them wear girls' clothes. The nanny was trying to comfort them and everything. He straight up called it pure child and asked people to pray for those babies. But wait, it gets even crazier. There was this headline that had everybody clutching their pearls. Megan Fox threatens to use witchcraft against children's activists after he accused the star of transitioning. Now here's where it gets spooky. Allyson's been talking about witchcraft happening at these alleged golf parties too. And if you think that's just a coincidence, hold on to your seats. A video came out of Megan Fox talking about how she and Machine Gun Kelly drink each other's as some kind of ritual.
It's just a few drops. But yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes.
I mean, child, this mess is messier than a toddler with finger paint. We've literally stumbled into some True Blood reality show, and I am not okay. Now let's talk about Uncle Steve, because honey, this tea is steaming. Just a few weeks ago, Steve Harvey was trending hotter than a summer sidewalk. The internet was coming for him like he owed them money, saying he was deep in this Diddy scandal. And you know what started it all? A deleted tweet, baby. This wasn't just any tweet. Uncle Steve had written, "My brother Diddy is doing a world of good for these kids." The minute that scandal broke, that tweet disappeared faster than cookies at a bake sale. But Chile, that's when things got real dark. People started saying Steve basically handed his daughter Lori over to Diddy. Pictures started circulating showing Lori with Diddy, and everyone was obsessing over her white nails, saying they were some kind of sign. Now, let's talk about this age difference because it's disturbing. Diddy is 27 years older than Lori. 27 years! That's older than some of y'all watching this. And it makes you wonder, does this back up what Allyson Carter's been saying about Diddy and younger girls? Because this accusation has been floating around like a bad smell that won't go away. Speaking of disturbing details, remember when Allyson talked about that baby oil connection? That detail got swept under the rug when all this first came out, but baby, it's haunting. And what's even more terrifying, Allyson says Diddy wasn't investigated because Child Protective Services was allegedly involved. Let me play this clip for you.
All the people running, they're ducking and hiding because everybody knows that there was children there. But we're still not talking about the kids yet. When are we gonna talk about the kids? Everybody's demanding something from the victims. Why aren't you demanding it from the news? You know he's about to turn into another Epstein, and then the list follows and it circles back into a web. So why isn't anybody demanding any information on the kids? Huh?
Where'd that supply chain come from?
Do you think that thousands of bottles worth of baby oil was for thousands of who? $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza was for who? Over the border was for who? Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody gonna talk about that?
Y'all, let me tell you something about Allyson Carter that's touching my heart right now. This woman isn't out here for likes or follows. She's fighting for justice with everything she's got. Every time she speaks about these children, you can hear the pain in her voice. When she cries in these viral videos, those aren't crocodile tears, honey. That's real emotion from someone who's seen too much.
We have always said it is about the children. It's not just about me. Never just made it about me. I'm just the loudest one. So I'm telling you right now, a lot of people don't want to get it. There's enough of you to do something.
The internet is finally starting to understand what Allyson's been going through, and the support is pouring in like rain. One former foster child wrote something that gave me chills. As a former foster kid, I absolutely believe her kids report things all the time and it gets ignored. Another person was completely stunned, saying, "Child Protective Services is your This is completely sickening." But Chile, one person came through asking all the right questions. They wanted to know where everybody was at. Where is Oprah? Where is Gayle King? Where is Me Too movement? Where is Black Lives Matter? Where is Human Agency? Where is Ellen DeGeneres? Where is Steve Harvey? Where is Tyler Perry? And honestly, that's what we all want to know. Now, here's what's keeping me up at night. What's really going on with Tyra Banks, Megan Fox, and Steve Harvey? Are they really on the run like Allyson says? And these organizations she mentioned, could they really be mixed up in all this mess? Because if what Allyson's saying is true, Lord have mercy. We're looking at something bigger and darker than anyone could have imagined. Drop your thoughts down in the comments, family, because this story isn't over yet. Stay tuned because there's more tea coming, and trust me, you don't want to miss a single drop. And remember, sometimes the truth is stranger and scarier than fiction. Now that's what I call some piping hot tea. Make sure you hit that notification bell because this story is far from over, and you know I'll be right here to spill every last detail. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground because in Hollywood, you never know what's going to come out next.